let's talk about how you can grow your detailing business in a predictable fashion with ads. And I know a lot of people, detailers, are gonna be like, oh no, ads, I don't wanna spend money. Look, watch this video, you're gonna learn a lot, and hopefully it helps you change your mind in terms of how you can run ads to have a more sustainable and predictable business. Okay, so in your detailing business, if you wanted to one, grow faster, and then two, grow it more predictably, the best way, or one of the best ways for that to happen, is going to be running ads. Now, there's two main options when it comes to running ads, and that's going to be Google Ads inside the Google platform, and then you are going to have Meta Ads, and that's going to be Facebook and Instagram. Now, either of these will work. What really makes the difference is going to be in what area are you in. Because the thing with Google Ads is that it is based on, you're limited in terms of how many people are searching for that given service or keyword in your area. So let's say you're in an area where every month there are 1,000 searches per month on detailing related keywords, whether that be, let's say you're in Austin, Texas. Let's say they're searching for car detailing Austin, paint correction Austin, ceramic coating Austin, right? Let's just say, as a made up example, that there is 1,000 searches per month, right? So now if you live in another city where that is terrible, where the search volume is 200 searches per month, regardless if you want to spend $25 a day or let's say $100 a day, you are limited to the amount of searches that are available in your area. So even if you're spending $25 a day right now and you say, oh, I want to spend $100 a day, it doesn't matter how much money you put in. If you're always going to be limited by how many people are searching in that area. Now, inside of the Google Ads platform, there is a metric that shows you how much of the market are you taking up, meaning of all the available clicks on the market, how many of those are you taking? So there's a metric for that. So there is a way to see like how, because let's say like you might be spending, let's say $25 a day, right? Let's say you're spending $25 a day right now, and you're taking up, this is a made up example, but you're taking up 80% of the click share in that area. Well, if you go up to, let's say, $100 a day then, right? Let's say you go to $100 a day. Well, things are just gonna get more expensive because like you're already taking up most of the clicks that are available to be taken, right? Whereas let's say that same example, but on that same $25 a day, you're actually taking up 10% of the click share in your area. So that means, without looking at all the other metrics, you can actually increase your ad spend to, let's say, $100 a day, and you're still only getting 40% of the available clicks that are in your market. So with Google Ads, the main thing that you're really limited by, you're gonna be limited by a lot of things, but as far as the platform goes, you're limited to how many people are actually searching for those specific services in your area. Because again, you don't control what people are searching for or how many times they search it. You can only go after what's already there. So that's a very, very big difference when it comes to Google Ads. Now, this is gonna change city to city in terms of which keywords are being searched for, how much volume there is behind those keywords, how much you're able to spend. But that is the good thing about Google Ads, is that Google, whether it's Google Ads, LSAs, organic, this is what's called intent-based. So that means people are going to Google to solve a problem. That is much different than many other platforms, because if you are if your vehicle, let's say you bought a new vehicle and you want your brakes changed, right? If you go to Google and you type in brake repair Austin or wherever you live, you're saying, hey, I have an issue. I want someone to fix that, and let me go find a solution, right? So that's why the quality of the leads are often much better on Google, because someone is already going to that platform saying, hey, I know I have a problem. I want to find a solution and I'm looking for the best option for me. So a lot of times when you're running Google Ads will be a higher cost per lead because the quality is much higher. Now, let's talk about Meta Ads, which as of right now, for the most part, I'm going to say Meta Ads is the better option to run ads in your detailing business in 2026. So Meta Ads, the thing about this is I'm sure you've heard it in the past where it's interruption marketing, meaning you have a bunch of people just doom scrolling on social media, right? Like they're just about their day, they're at work, they're in the restroom, they're having dinner with their family, they're going to the movies, what have you, and they're just literally on their phone doom scrolling, right? So the difference with Meta Ads is that you can spend money to get in front of X amount of people, ideally your target market, right? So Meta Ads, no one is searching for your services. You're putting your ad in front of your ideal audience who will become customers, right? So now here's the difference. With Meta Ads, you're targeting a population, an audience. So let's say, in Google Ads, we're limited to how many people are searching for that service. With Meta Ads, we're limited by the audience size in your market. So, if you are in an area with, let's say, let's exaggerate here, with 5,000 people, right? Well, if you're spending $100 a day, it's not going to take very long for you to cap out of those 5,000 people, right? Whereas, let's say you're in an area with 500,000 people, right? That same $100 per day, it's going to take a lot longer to like cap out your area because there's just more people to serve, right? Now, obviously, 5,000, 500,000, it's still going to be limited by like who's your actual target market, right? Because of 500,000 people, right? Like how many of those are actual your ideal target, right? Like some of those are going to be, not under, but they don't have the disposable income. They're not interested in that service. They don't, whatever the case may be, but it's not like all those people in that specific area are your target market. And when I say limited, I don't mean like you can't, it's like limiting your growth. It's just like more of these are the things you have to contend with when you're running these platforms. So I don't want to say limited of like, hey, you could do that, but you're limited to that. No, it's just, these are the things that you have to deal with because that's how the platforms operate. And this is what gets you, that's just a strategy you have to go through. So with Meta Ads, you are displaying your ad right in front of these people. So if you're running and with Meta Ads, the main thing is going to be the creative, meaning the actual video that's displayed on Facebook, on Instagram, right? With Google Ads, you're not really dependent on any kind of media, right? You don't have to create photos or videos. What you're going to create on Google Ads is going to be a landing page, right? A landing page, copy for the landing page, and then your form, right? As far as what the potential customer actually sees, because then also you do have to optimize the back end of the ads, right? And that in itself is going to be the hardest part about Google Ads, is the back end work of actually optimizing the ads, because it can get it's quite complex in terms of all the settings and all the things that you can do inside of Google Ads. Whereas with Meta Ads, the backend systems aren't actually that difficult to optimize, because they've taken away the settings and they put it more into the actual creative. So with Meta Ads, the main thing you want to look at is the creative video. And when I mean creative video, like I said, it's the actual ad that people are looking at when they're scrolling on Facebook or Meta. So the reason why this is going to be one of the better options is because there's one word here, and that's predictability. And the reason why that word is so important is because what we're trying to figure out is how much money do we have to put into the machine and how much money does it spit back out at us. And if you do want more help with setting up your meta ads, then you can click the link down below and get one-on-one help with me where I help you script the video, shoot the video, edit the video, and then help you set up your meta ads on the back end. That way you have everything optimized and you're able to generate leads without wasting a ton of time or money. That link will be down in the description box and in the comments. So if we put $10 in and we get $40 out, then you wouldn't stop running that system, because all you do is, hey, you put 10 bucks in, 40 bucks comes out, right? And the reason why it's predictable is because you are feeding the machine. The issue when it comes to organic marketing is that you don't have control over it. Yes, you can control the videos that you make, the kind of content you make, how many times you post, but you can't really predict the outcome. You don't know what video is gonna get 10 views, 100 views, or 10,000 views. You can't predict how many people are going to submit a form or how many people you're gonna make contact with. With running ads, you can literally track every single thing in the every single metric in the sales funnel to see what numbers you have to hit in order to get the one outcome you want out, which is a customer. It's not a lead. That should not be the number one thing. The number one thing you want to look at is how much does it cost in order for us to get one customer. So that means if you spend, let's say, again, we're gonna keep things super basic. Let's say, you spend, $10 a day is like almost nothing. It's basically nothing. But let's say you spend $10 a day, and that generates 2 leads per day, right? So you spend 10 bucks, you get 2 leads per day, right? So let's say your cost per lead, right, is gonna be $5 per lead, right? Now let's say your close rate, right? Your close rate, which I've talked about this at length now on this channel. Let's say your close rate is, again, I'm just making up a lot of numbers here to keep the math simple. It's 50%, right? So that means, let's say in one given week, if you're generating 2 leads per day, let's say for 5 days, you're generating in total, right? For 1 week, you're generating 10 leads, right? So in total, that cost you $50, right? That's how much you spent for $50 for 10 leads. Now, since you have a 50% close rate, you are going to get out of those, again, we're keeping math super simple, you get 5 customers out of that $50. Now, let's say your average ticket price here, again, keeping it super simple, is going to be $100, right? So now, of those 5 customers that you got, you generated $500 in revenue. So that is the system in a very simple, short nutshell, crammed very simple, is that you spent 10 bucks a day to generate, and you spent 50 in total to generate 10 leads. Your 50% close rate, you had a 50% close rate, so you get 5 customers and you make 500 bucks. So you spent 50 bucks. You spent 50 bucks in order to make $50. Now, this is at super simple, super face value. Like I'm not digging too much into the weeds. But this is still just the start of it, because now let's say of the other 5 customers that didn't convert, right? Did not convert. Of those 5, it doesn't mean that they won't convert. Maybe they convert in 30 days from now, or 3 months from now, or maybe they convert a year from now, right? So if we look out 6 months from right now, and let's say you get just 1 additional lead that converts to a customer, and let's assume it's still a $100 average ticket. Well, now you made $600 from the same campaign with the same leads over a 6-month period. So now you spend $50 in order to make $600, right? Another thing we're not looking at here is upsell. So of these 5 customers, once you get on the job site, you have the opportunity to upsell other services. Hey, your headlight restoration. Hey, interior detail. Hey, ceramic coating. Hey, engine detail. And we're able to increase this number by a lot more as well. So the reason why I say it's predictable is because you're putting money into the machine and you're just tracking all the numbers to see how it works out. Now, I will say as a whole, meta ads, you will go through a lot more volume. Like the leads are cheaper on Meta, but you will go through a lot more lower quality leads, or the people that just are tire kickers, or they just want like some general information, just shopping around. Whereas with Google ads, they will be higher quality, but that does come at the cost of spending more money, right? You will have a higher cost per lead on Google ads. Regardless of which one that you do, this is why it's predictable though. Because again, with like even with me that I've been doing SEO for the last 10 plus years now, is that I can't control how many leads we get per day. Sometimes we get 2, sometimes we get 7, right? Sometimes we get 12, right? I can't control what day we get 2 or what day we get 12. I just know over the month we'll get 150, 200 leads, right? But I can't tell you when those leads are going to come in or what services they're inquiring for, right? If we get 200 leads, some of those might be for interior detail, some of those will be for paint correction, some of those will be for window tint, some of those will be for ceramic coatings, right? I also can't dictate what leads I want for, or what services I want those leads to go after, right? Whereas with Google ads and meta ads, you can say, hey, like let's say you're in the Google ads, you can run a campaign to just target people who want a ceramic coating in your area. Or let's say meta ads, you can run ads to a specific service. That way, if you say, hey, if for the year you say, hey, I want more ceramic coating jobs, well, to specifically get more ceramic coating jobs, just run more ads to that specific offer, right? Now, there's a lot more that goes into running ads in terms of, again, like if you're doing meta ads, creating the creative, writing out the script, having a good offer, setting up the sales process. If it's on Google ads, you do have to manage or create a landing page, optimize the backend systems, make sure that the copy on the landing page is good. So there's no right or wrong answer. It's just which one are you gonna pour your time and effort to make sure it's done right. I would say as of right now, 2026, I'd put my bet on Meta because it's with Meta ads. The great thing about it is you're able to you're able to generate leads. And then 2, it's also a brand builder because as we run ads on Meta, what happens is we have people not even fill out a form and they just give us a call. Like, hey, I just saw your ad, or hey, I saw your ad on Meta. I wanted to call about the window tint special that you have. They didn't submit a form, but they saw our ad on Meta. They see our business name, and later down the road, they're like, what was the name of that company? Oh, that's right. Let me Google them real quick. Okay, I found them. Let me call them real quick. That's gonna happen a lot more. So with meta ads, you're able to do 2 things at once. Generate leads, right? You can generate leads on Google ads as well. The difference is with meta ads, you're able to generate leads and build brand. With Google ads, you can't really do that. Once someone clicks on your landing page and they click it back out, they're not really gonna remember you. With meta ads, you're able to talk to talk to the camera in the video form. They're able to see your branding, see the van, see the shop, see your work, and it's just a lot more memorable than simply reading a landing page and then clicking out of it. And another thing is with social media, with meta ads, depending on your budget, they'll continually see your ad over and over. So, maybe it takes 2.3 times on average for someone to take action on your ad. So once they open up their phone, they're like, oh, here's this company again. Later down the day or the next day, they open up social media. Oh, there goes the company again. So it's constantly being put in their face of like, hey, look at this company, look at this company, look at this brand. And again, even if they don't take action on your ad, they see your face, they see your brand, they see what you do. And at the time where they're like, oh, you know what? I do need paint correction, or I do need that detail. They'll already have someone they already have someone thinking about, because they've seen the ad over and over. So that's why I think meta ads is superior at this point. It's just because you can build a lot more than just lead generation. Again, both are lead generation platforms, but with Meta, it's going to be a bit cheaper on your cost per lead. The video does most of the targeting. And again, you're able to do 2 things at once with Meta versus Google ads. And lastly, is that with Google ads, you're limited to how many searches are being made per month versus with Meta, you're just spending money to go target an audience. So I'll make a bunch more content on Meta and Google and just a lot more. Let me know if you have any specific questions about either one, and I'll talk to you on the next one.